Hi everybody, this is Father Moki coming to you from Good Shepherd Episcopal Church, which is in Wailuku on the island of Maui. Today is Thursday, February 2023, and this is Chicken Chat with Blake, with my Blake's friend Cinta, who's here with us from Maui Meadows for the week, and Vanna behind the camera. All right. Yesterday, of course, was Ash Wednesday, and we did have two services here at the church with the imposition of ashes. And so now we are fully into the season of Lent. I was waving goodbye to Edita, who stopped by. Remember, please, that on March 5th, Trinity by the Sea is chartering a Pacific Whale Foundation boat to go on a whale watch. It departs from Ma'alaia Harbor at 3 o'clock, and if you are going to go, we ask that you check in at the Pacific Whale Foundation in Ma'alaia at 2:15 in the afternoon that day. Tickets are available online, and as of this taping, they have broken even, so they can pay for the whale watch, but anything above and beyond that will be divided up among the 4 congregations on the island of Maui. For our Lenten offerings, during the season of Lent, we have centering prayer led by Joan Smith in person in the St. Matthew's room, which is next door to Cora's office. That's on Thursdays at 9:30 a.m. during the season of Lent. We also have a book of Lenten reflections that I hope will have arrived by the time Lent is over. Anyway, so we're anxiously awaiting the arrival of those booklets. We bought enough for everybody in the congregation. We will have weekly Stations of the Cross in the sanctuary garden and the memorial garden. That will be on Fridays at 5:30 p.m. led by your Warden Emeritus, Peter Lee. Also, we will have one nightly hymn that we will share with all of you for the season of Lent, and for you to reflect upon the life of Jesus in the desert wilderness, and how we all join him during this time of year. I would like to say big mahalos once again, and as always, to Mary Lou, Tony, and Lonnie for taking care of the altar guild. At the 9 o'clock service this past week, Eugenia and Mark Sitz did the ushering. Tony and Natasha read. Pacifico and Natasha were the acolytes. I would like to also thank Jeannie Abe and Shandi Agpoon for reading at the 7 a.m. virtual service, and Mother Linda and everyone for covering the 5 p.m. service this past Saturday while I was trying to get home from the Big Island. I left my grandmother's house at 9:30 in the morning. I got to the rectory at about 10 o'clock at night. It took that long because of the weather. There were many delays, especially coming out of Honolulu and back to Maui. But thank goodness we're all home safe and sound, and everybody's happy, especially Blake, who no longer has to stay at the kennel but can be here with all of us. I would also like to say a special thank you to Chancellor and to Cora, Chancellor Brown and Cora Brown, for showing up to take care of Sunday school even though there were no attendees. This week, in our calendar of saints, we are going to remember George Herbert, priest and poet; Anna Julia Haywood Cooper, an educator; David, Bishop of Menavia in Wales; and Chad, Bishop of Lichfield. Also, we are going to be remembering Fotini. Who is Fotini? Fotini is the Samaritan woman who Christ visited at the well, asking her for water, and then she accepted the living water offered her by Christ himself after she repented for her many, many sins. She lived, of course, in first century Palestine. Judea, where this well is in the West Bank. So we would call that Palestine. Also, if you haven't watched the television series The Chosen, I really commend that series to you by Dallas Jenkins. It's very, very well done. And Fotini has a big role in, I think, one of the seasons, I think the first season. And he really unpacks who she was and what she was like, and she's portrayed as like being really, really excited and jumping for joy and just going back into the town and telling everybody about this living water that Jesus gave her. And according to The Chosen anyway, she became one of his very enthusiastic followers. I think sometimes Jesus wanted to give her some Ritalin or something to calm her down. But anyway, that is Fotini. Fotini. And Vanna says, I have been to the well, and so has Vanna. Blake has not, and Cinta has not, but Vanna and I have been to the well, and we actually drank from the well. The water was very cold and very, very delicious, and I drank from a tin cup that had been lowered into the well. Okay, very good. In the Anglican cycle of prayer, we remember the Scottish Episcopal Church, bearing in mind that many, many people in Scotland are Presbyterians, and that's where that church started, the Presbyterian Church. But they have an Episcopal Church presence there. In the diocesan cycle of prayer, we remember in our prayers Christ Church Ke Ala Ke Kua, and the Reverend Dwight Brown and Mrs. Catherine Elizabeth Brown, that is his wife. Christ Church Ke Ala Ke Kua was founded and established by Queen Emma, and my understanding is that it was the first Anglican church constructed in Hawaii. Of course, we have the cathedral and places like that, but those were constructed later. So a very interesting place, very, very old, with beautiful, beautiful windows and an iconic graveyard, and many, many people pass by it every day, because if you continue going up the road from that church, you hit Konawaina High School. So anyway, Ke Ala Ke Kua, by the way, is on Hawaii Island, and there's the song, right? I want to go back to my little grass shack in Ke Ala Ke Kua, Hawaii. So that is Christ Church Ke Ala Ke Kua. Please, let's take a moment now to remember everyone on our pastoral care prayer list. Let us pray.
Ireneo, Eric, Purificacion, Mary, Joyce, Ewell, Jim, Cora, Margie, Amy, Lydia, Velma, Bill, Judy, Lucille, Patricia, Catalina, Maggie, Shirley, Kathleen, Dolores, Jay, Sue Ann, Jacinta, David, Darlene, Harry, Brittany, Timothy, Serene, Chat, Vic, Monica, Joel, Tom, Ryder, Ronnie, Nelson, Glenn, Dominga, Pilar, Arnell, Marilyn, Ernesto, Randall, Chris, Alfredo R., Brian, Cora S., Barbara, Charlesta, Brianna, Dan, Gabby, Lynn, Tomo, Brenda.
Holy and mighty God, we ask you to be with everyone on our pastoral care prayer list. for their families, for their friends, for all who care for them, especially doctors, nurses, CNAs, and we commend all of them to your loving kindness and tender care. Amen. Thank you so much, everyone. Our regular offerings during the week are Tuesday centering prayer via Zoom at 4 p.m. Wednesday, men's Bible study via Zoom at 4:30 p.m. Wednesday, Anglican Rosary via Facebook Live at 12 noon. Thursday, women's Bible study via Zoom at 12 noon. But please bear in mind that the reason there was no Anglican Rosary yesterday was because of our Ash Wednesday services, but we will resume that next week. Our worship schedule is 5 p.m. Saturday outdoor Eucharist, 7 a.m. Sunday virtual Liturgy of the Word via YouTube and Facebook, 9 a.m. Eucharist in the sanctuary with Sunday school and coffee hour. Last week, the Cramp Ohana was here to serve in the Ka Ohana kitchen. And this week, the Akana family will be here to serve in the Ka Ohana kitchen. Last week, the flowers were given by Peter Lee in memory of his brother Richard. And then from this week, during the season of Lent, there will be no flowers in the sanctuary because we honor Lent as an austere time of year. Coffee hour last week was the Agpoon family, and this week there is no host for the coffee hour, but we will do the best we can. We also this week say happy birthday to Leo Kaluakini, Chun Mi Akana, Chancellor Brown, Adrian Manuel, and Rianven Pasqua, and we say happy anniversary to Melchor and Purificacion Adzwara, and we ask that you please remember the death anniversaries of Leticia Adzwara and Maria Dolores Sagayaga. This past week, Dixie and I were on Hawaii Island. Beginning, we made a good dent in dealing with my mother's belongings and took things to the St. James thrift shop and KD goods in Hilo, and some of the things, of course, you know, as is always the case, as difficult as it is, had to go to the rubbish dump. We were doing all of that in the midst of some very, very inclement weather. So it was challenging, and people were worried that, you know, we were driving on the roads, and I was like, you know, I've been driving on the roads of the Big Island in the rain since I was 17 years old, so you know, as long as you're careful, it's okay. We did come home on the Saddle Road because we called Civil Defense the day we left, and they said don't take the coast road because there may be a lot of mudslides. So we went on the Saddle Road, and the top of Mauna Kea was covered in snow. So pull over the side of the road, take picture, and then we went a little further, and we noticed the side of Mauna Loa, and I thought, what is that? You know, why is there steam coming off the side of the mountain? And then we looked carefully, and we realized that's where the lava flow was. And because that lava is still hot, I guess when the water hit it, it turned into steam. So steam was rising off the slope of Mauna Kea, and we stopped and we took a picture of that as well. So anyway, very, very, very interesting. Also, I discovered that a lot of people are not aware that there is a garden behind our office, right behind the St. Matthew's conference room, that is tended to by the caretaker of the condominiums that we have over here behind McDonald's. And so I took Vanna a la Dixie behind there, and showed her, and she had no clue that it was there. So we thought we'd take a couple of pictures and just show you that there is a small garden behind the St. Matthew's room, just to give you an awareness. Please stay tuned for song practice after this morning's broadcast of Chicken Chat. And everybody, the moment you've all been waiting for, the chicken of the week. So Dora Crowell, who was a long standing member of St. Clement's in Makiki and then moved to Hilo, and is a long standing member of Holy Apostles, she turned 100 years old on Sunday. We were there until Saturday, and she had a party on Saturday evening, but Dixie and I weren't able to go because we had to get back here for Sunday morning services. So we went and got Dora a lei and took the lei to her, and she was so happy. And the thing is, Dora is 100 years old. She is still sharp as a tack, very involved in the life of the church, still cooks. She makes these like wonderful Chinese noodles that I always have a craving for. And I asked her if she still makes them, and she said, yes, I do, and the next time you come, you let me know, and I'm going to cook for you. And I said, oh, don't you worry, I will let you know the next time I'm coming. She also still drives. So really amazing to be doing that at 100 years of age. And then she told me, oh, well, Moki, I watch your Chicken Chat at Good Shepherd every Sunday. And I said, oh, really? That's fantastic. You know what we're going to do then, Dora? We're going to make you Chicken of the Week for turning 100 years old. And she said, great. And then she started flapping her wings and making rooster sounds for Dixie and me. So in honor of her 100th birthday, we would like to name Dora Crowell the Chicken of the Week. Congratulations, happy birthday, and many happy returns to you. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you next week. God bless. Bye-bye now.